Hey y'all, it's Flavis the Artist. I'm a black female digital and coloring book artist, and my goal is to become one of the greatest in the world. Hope y'all enjoy.
Well, welcome. I am so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
This is Miss Flavis the Artist. She is a beautiful, amazing soul. She is a coloring book artist. She's an artist generally, but we make coloring books. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We make them coloring books. And so she has a book out now that is amazing. She's working on her next coloring book presently. And so I definitely wanted to talk to you today about your journey, your artistic journey.
Okay. So do you want me to just go off the fly, or is there something in particular you want me to talk about?
Girl, I got questions for you and stuff.
Okay.
I know. You is official, girl. I got questions.
Okay, I'm wiping off my camera. Hold on. We gotta make sure people can see the stuff. Okay, focus. Don't be disrespectful.
You said don't be disrespectful. So do you have a copy of your book that we can see?
Yes,
Awesome.
I do. I have two on hand. Okay. Don't mind all the clutter in the background. I wish I had a light. I wish it was brighter over where I am. I'm sorry.
So when you turn my voice off, I'm hurt. All right, so this is Flavis's Volume 1 book, and it is out. Do you want to do a small flip through so that they can see some of the pages?
Yep. So that's a dedication page. This is the first page. Again, I'm sorry about the lighting, y'all. And then I also have a digital version of it as well. And then just this, my baby sister. So it's like I do feature women in there that I know as well. So it's really just trying to show, and this is my sorority sister, which our Founders Day was on the 15th. Shout out to all my sorors of Alpha Kappa Alpha, Ski Wee. But yeah, so it's some people in there that I featured. I don't have to do a flip through of the whole book, do I?
No.
Okay. Because if you want to see the whole thing, buy it.
Yeah, she said buy the book. I'm not playing
buy the book. But nah. So it's it features a lot of women that I know. And the purpose of Volume 1 is to show that we as Black women are not a monolith, and though we have a lot of the same hobbies, careers, interests, etc., we can also differ in all of those areas. And it's also to show that we can achieve anything that we set our minds to, and do so while still maintaining our beauty, style, and grace. So this is a dedication to us as Black women, and it's my attempt to create more representation for our community. So yeah.
I love that. How did you get into creating coloring books?
So I watched I watched a few coloring book creators. One being Coco Michelle. I know a lot of y'all know her. And she's very talented at what she does, and she just came out with her second published coloring book because she self-published her first 10. And so I think I started like watching her when she was on volume 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken. So like just seeing her and watching her journey and like how it pretty much skyrocketed, it really inspired me to like do that. I wanted to be able to do that same thing. But I was questioning it because I just did regular digital art. Like I never thought of making a coloring book before, but one of my friends at the time was telling me, just go ahead and do it if it's something that's been on your mind. And so I went ahead and started, collecting digital sketches of mine that I had been drawing over that year, because it took me about a year, a little over a year, to fully finish it and like get it in a physical form. So I collected about 25 that I knew for sure I wanted in the book. And it was a lot of trial and error. And yeah, so that's really what made me want to create a coloring book, was seeing other Black women doing it.
Oh, I love that. And so last year was your first year to make your book? Like that was the first year that you published?
Yes. So yeah, that was the first year that I ever self-published a coloring book. And then I also was like, okay, so I see, I want to reach out to people to get them to buy my coloring book, but I also want it in stores. So I started reaching out to like local areas here. Like there's a bookstore called Bob's Bay Books where we sell it at, and it's pretty much in a campus town in Bloomington, Illinois. And I reached out to them. I reached out to a lot of bookstores, but they offered me a consignment agreement. So I have my books there, and it's like for 6 months. And so if they want to renew after that, it all depends on how well it sells.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it just encouraged me to put myself out there even more and not have any fear when it comes to reaching out to people about it, and
Mhm.
about my art, which I really um I noticed that a lot this past year. Was I kind of got rid of the fear when it came to trying to sell myself and sell my coloring books.
That's wonderful. What do you remember though from that journey? Like from the first time you said, "Okay, I think I'm going to do this," and then into the point of you actually seeing your work in your hands and live and in not in color but somewhat in color.
Mhm.
What do you remember about those moments?
Um just the amount of encouragement I had from family and friends.
Mhm.
Mainly my husband. He was there. I mean, he's there obviously because he's my husband, but just the amount of encouragement he's given me throughout my entire um, time knowing him, in terms of my art, is just, he's always there to push me to, achieve whatever I set my mind to. So just him being there to, you know, continue to push me and continue to encourage me regardless of the setbacks. Like for instance, the first printer that we had, they seemed great, but then when it came to actually making it a good quality coloring book, they added on all these fees and things that would make it impossible for us to make a profit. So
Mhm.
that was one thing that he and I disagreed on, because he was like, well, just make it double sided and you don't need to have as many pages. I'm like, no, because I know there's a way to get what I want for a decent price.
Mhm.
um and so I just kept looking, kept searching, and we eventually found the printer that we have now, which is amazing. And they are much more knowledgeable. Like it seemed like the employees there are all knowledgeable about all of the areas in terms of the
Mhm.
different books that they print, versus at the first printing company, it seemed like I had to keep getting transferred to different departments in order to, you know, um, figure out certain parts, like certain bits and pieces. Um, Whereas, each person like knows everything about, all there is to know about the printing. So yeah, that's the main thing that I remember, is having that encouragement from my husband, and just that kind of setback a little bit.
Mhm.
But me not letting it discourage me or get me down, and um me,
Persevering.
huh?
Persevering. You
Yeah,
persevere through it.
yeah. Just continue to push forward. So yeah.
That's wonderful. So you are now publishing your book at a different printer. You got somebody that's more knowledgeable. Welcome in, y'all that are joining. We are talking to Flavis the Artist today. She is a coloring book artist, an amazing creative, and she has her first book out. She's working on her next book now. And so we're talking to her about her journey and what it looks like. And now that you're in this coloring community, what do you find is the most amazingly supportive thing, and what do you find that is the most challenging thing?
The most amazingly supportive thing is just the readiness of everyone to support. Like I'm a baby coloring book artist. Like, so for people to just be willing to buy my book is just amazing to me. Like my book made it to the UK.
Oh, girl, that is dope.
The digital
Yes.
version. We ain't shipping there yet because it's expensive.
Get it together. Not
Girl,
shipping.
we not shipping there yet, but we will eventually. But yeah, two beautiful women, Muse by Mel and um Nubian C7. She like both of them bought like the digital version each, and they've colored a few of my pages on live, and just to see them enjoy the book, and now they're gonna be forever customers of mine, is just because I never thought that my book would make it in another country this soon.
Your gifts making room for you, girl.
Yes.
That's
So
dope.
I'm super thankful that God allowed me this opportunity to reach so many beautiful people, and so many kind individuals throughout this past year. Like I made so many um, friends in the coloring community. Um, just because I put myself out there, I introduced myself. People watched me like doing sketches and like showing off my coloring book on live. And I gained a lot of um a lot of interest when it came to my artwork, and I just been praying that God help my audience to continue to grow moving
Mm-hmm.
forward.
Yeah. And
And
they
that I can
will.
yeah, yeah. Um, and that I continue to encourage other artists as well, and like just be that inspiration for, you know, other women who look like me, and even men who look like who are even men who are black. Like just encourage them to just push past their fears regardless of what society says or regardless of what the norm seems to be. Just
Mhm.
continue to be authentically you and put yourself and your gift out there. Um,
I love
it's just,
that.
yeah.
We got comments, so let me scroll up. Hey, Queen. Queen is here. Without love to you, welcome in, welcome in. She said this is so inspiring. And then we have V. V is saying, "Hey, y'all." She's talking to us. That's encouraging.
Hey.
I like having options of the different styles. Yes. And she said, "Oh, Flavis." This is Tamu. Tamu says, "Oh, Flavis, you were close to me, so y'all must be physically close to each other."
Uh,
Without love to you says good job. She says good
oh,
job.
thank you. Tamu, where are you located?
And thank y'all for the taps. We are at 3.8K. I'm gonna wait for Tamu to respond, but we are at 3.8K.
I forgot to duplicate this.
Girl, look, the amount of I forgot to do this when I'm working here don't even make no sense. I be sitting here like,
Girl.
oh my gosh, she says she's in Indiana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a few hours away. That's what's up.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay.
Y'all
I
know.
met so many people that are super close.
Really?
Like in proximity, yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I don't meet too many people that are in Atlanta. Some people will be like, "Yeah, I'm close to Atlanta. I'm in Florida, but ain't nobody ever in Atlanta." I don't know. They don't ever be that close. Trying to learn. So what are you trying to learn without love to you? Hey, chaotic, how you doing, lady?
Hey, chaotic. Welcome in, boo. All right, let me get to coloring, girl, because this is what this live is about.
The live is about both. I'm interviewing you while we cover. You do a little bit of both of them. I'm learning now though as an artist that my style has changed since I started with the Kari Moon. This is my 5th year in business, and now I'm evolving my style, and I love that I'm doing that. But Do you see there being a difference with the two books that you have now, that your style, or even but from the start of when you were saying, I'm not quite sure this is like you chose the pages. So even from
Hmm.
that point to this point, have you seen your style change or evolve any?
Yes. So like even with this one, this is more of like semi-realism slash realism versus like
Cartoon.
um versus, let me pick one. Like this, it don't look like too realistic. It looks more cartoony. So it's like
Mm.
even certain ones, and I'll even go as far to say like during volume 2, you could tell like this one, she don't look, to me, she doesn't look as realistic as that other one that I was working on. But like you could tell this is one of my earlier sketches.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could definitely see the evolution of my style while working on both books. Because I was working on both at the same time. I
Mm.
just decided to do the line art for volume 1 first.
First.
So it's a
Mhm.
mixture um, of some earlier pieces and newer pieces in each volume.
Okay. Well, that's dope. Yeah, that's something that I noticed for myself, but I also realize I have two very different styles. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'll have a book, like my first unicorn book, that book had very similar styles, and then I'll have a breakout that looks nothing like the other pages. And so I'm like, what do I do? But because I hadn't developed a process with when I started doing this, Unicorn was my very first book. I have gone back over time and evolved the book where I think I had might have been 40, 50, 55 pages in the Unicorn book. And now I'm strictly 40 pages in my thicks, and every thick is 40 pages. But in that book, I was just going, I need another unicorn. I was just drawing as many unicorns as I could think of. And so now I've evolved that book. And so some of the more cartoony ones that weren't like the others, I've taken those out and I've kind of compressed it. So it's better, it's more consistent. But I do know
Mm-hmm.
for myself, because like even now I'm doing the regular traditional coloring book kind. And then I have my minis, which are totally different. Like they're simpler, the lines are thicker, the spaces are wider. Those are my simpler books. So
Mm-hmm.
even within the books that I have now, my style has changed. It's been, it's different. So that's why I asked, because I wanted to know. I'm like, is this just me? It can't just be me, boo.
Mm-mm.
Thank you, Miss Thompson. I'm gonna roll back up and see some of these comments because I don't want to ignore y'all. Y'all are dope, and I'm super glad that y'all are here. Keep tapping while you are listening. Thank you to Moo. She said you're awesome. I think she's talking to you with love to you. She says you're awesome. Hey,
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Michelle.
hey,
Thank you so
Lauren.
much.
How y'all doing? Ooh, with love to you. You in California? We might be in California this year on our world tour. We might be in California. Oh, V asked if you could flip through your book. I'm thinking that she didn't
Oh,
catch it
yeah.
when you were
No,
flipping
you're fine.
first.
I'm gonna just flip through since the lighting's bad. I'm gonna flip through the digital version so y'all can see it. So let me do that. Can everybody see?
I can see it. It looks clear.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chaotic. Yeah, Chaotic. Definitely, she been killing it coloring the pages.
These are adorable, girl. I love
Thank
them.
you. And I definitely received some helpful feedback, like Eric Lee. Oh, Keb just came in.
Oh,
Are you
good.
gonna have one of us like each of us up one at a time?
Yes, I'm gonna
Okay.
do. Kev, I'll catch you right after I finish asking Flavis some of these questions, and then we'll jump on with you.
And then
These are
you'll
adorable
put me down.
too. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Or I could just stay on camera and then just mute myself and turn my camera off.
Okay, I don't know how to put you down. I'm gonna try. We gonna see. Let me see what else we got. Oh, are you trying to learn how to draw people without love to you? You're in Atlanta? I didn't know you were in Atlanta, chaotic. Oh, hey, girl, hey. Oh, that's dope.
And then also with the digital version, um, for volume one, I cut a lot of the stuff off like when minimizing it. So with volume two,
Mm.
I did better that. I did better with that. I'm just gonna extend everything out so that like all of the important pieces of it are gonna be like included in the printing.
Hmm.
But it's still like for the people doing the digital version, it'll still look like a full picture. But I had to minimize everything at the last minute before printing just to make
Wow.
sure everything. So that's the reason why it looks like everything's cut off.
I do love the dynamic, I can never say this word, dynamicism. I always have to say it slow, of the ladies, because you have some thick ladies, you have some slimmer
Mm-hmm.
ladies, you got the different body styles. I like that.
Thank you. And I try to do that in volume two as well. Um, So yeah, and then I got the QR code color palette sheet, which I'm gonna include in volume two as well. And then the color swatch sheet, I want to try and find cuter shapes for the color swatch sheet because it just looked plain to me. I'm like,
I
I
need
mean, it does
to.
what it needs to do. And then this is a cute little word for me, like a thank you note. And explaining everything. But yeah, and then this is me.
Oh, that is so dope. Look at our girl. I love it. How to keep you engaged, people. Okay. Kept. Oh, she says she can't stay long. So if you want me to come, oh, your
Oh
baby
yeah,
woke up.
yeah,
So she
yeah.
said that she can't come up because her baby is awake, and that's okay. I,
Okay,
I'll talk with you next Saturday. Hopefully I can do it next Saturday. I'll check my schedule and I'll inbox you, Kip. But thank
okay.
you.
And Kev, I'm gonna text you later.
All right. Oh, you got another lady. This is Dr. Michelle. She said, "Hey, sissy, love your book. You're doing such awesome work." And then she gave you your soror colors because
Yep.
you know how y'all do. You know how y'all do. Hey, Miss Thompson K, welcome in.
Hey, Kayla. It's okay, Kev. Things happen. I luckily, Travis got the girls. Otherwise, I'd be in the same boat.
Can the digital version be colored digitally? Is Tamu
Mhm.
asking.
Yep. So what you would have to do, I did a whole video showing how to do it, but basically you would have to set the layer to multiply. So like the layers that you want to put, like you figure out what coloring page you want to color, then you add a layer on top of that. And then you set that layer to multiply, and then you just keep adding layers. But make sure that the layer is set on multiply, like each layer that you add. Otherwise, the lines will disappear.
And I'm quite sure she got a little download for y'all when y'all download her stuff to tell you how to do it.
It's actually a video on my page. I think I
See?
pinned it.
See, she got y'all. She got y'all covered. She like, you want that digital version? Let me show you how to color it. Here are your instructions. Thank y'all for the loves. I
Thank y'all so
appreciate it.
much.
And Kev, do not worry, lady. We ain't formal over here. It's cool. It is definitely cool. Well, I guess I'll keep talking to you, Flavis, and do you mind?
No, that's fine.
Oh, yay. I'm glad. All right.
Girl.
So when did you realize for yourself, like once you got your book and then you started getting orders, did you have like a damn, this is real now? Did you have that kind of
Mm-hmm.
moment?
Basically. So for me, it really hit because I didn't have a goal. I at least wanted to sell like because I was looking at how much other people were selling. Like the average was about 15, 16 copies for your first book. And I wanted to sell more than that. So I wanted to sell at least 20 copies. But I think we did sell about like between 15 and 18 copies.
Wait, what do you mean what do you mean? What are you
So like
referencing?
I was looking at the like for people's first coloring book like that they ever created.
Mhm.
Um the average amount of sales, at least from what I was looking at, was about like less than 20 copies. And so
Who's
like
doing
for
that?
huh?
I said, who is doing that? What?
I I don't know. But that's like, because I was looking, like, again, I looked at a lot of what Coco Michelle was doing. And
Oh.
she said her first book, she only sold about 15 copies. I might have it wrong, so y'all don't come for me in the comments. But,
Hmm.
you know, I was looking at that and I was like, okay, if I could sell at least like 15 to 20 copies, I'll be all right. Because this is my first book. I'm not very well known. And I don't want to beat myself up if I don't sell like 25 copies or more. So
Mhm.
I sold, I think, 18. And then my hubby gave me the goal of selling 100 before November because I
Mhm.
was wanting to go see my baby sister in Oklahoma City. And he said, a reward for that, like if I sold at least 100 more copies, we could go to Oklahoma City. And so I really amped up like my reaching out to people, and just putting myself out there, messaging random people, looking up different coloring accounts, looking up different you know, famous coloring book artists, or like looking up famous colorers in the coloring community. Not famous, but like well known,
Mhm.
with like large followings, and then looking at who's following them and reaching out to those people. So girl, I was on it. I was like, just copy paste the same message, like, hey, here's who I am, this is the purpose of this book, here's a link to this book, if you could support, that would be great. Telling them what my goal is, um the deadline, all of that. So yeah. What was the question?
Did you meet your goal?
No, I didn't. I was close though. I think I had like 40 more copies to go. Like 40 or 50 more copies to go. So I at least got halfway to my goal. And we still went to Oklahoma City because my husband, he was basically saying like he just wanted to see like me put that effort in to promote
Yeah.
myself and put myself out there. So he noticed that I was doing that, and so he surprised me with that trip. So I was very happy.
You just wanted to make sure that you put the respect on your own name, and I love that.
Mhm.
So that's dope. It's dope when our husbands support us and we can get that kind of um, buy-in. To be honest, just like your husband, my husband is my biggest cheerleader. He's the one that's like, "Nah, babe, we can do it." I'm like, I don't think." He was like, "Nah, it's gonna happen." Because even with this warehouse and us getting it for our products to be housed, that's a big move because for the last 4 years, the products have been sitting out in our yard in the art truck, which is a mobile trailer in our yard. And we've been, I don't have a monthly fee on that, so I ain't stressing myself. Now I'm like, hell
Mhm.
nah, this thing is now I'm like, nah, this warehouse got to be paid for every month. We gonna move these units. But
Right.
no, I agree. I love the fact that he was able to share that with you, that goal, and help you to maximize on your goal to try to make sure that your book sold, because you definitely deserve it. Your art deserves to be seen, and the quality of what you create definitely needs to be out here. So very excited that he was able to pour into you in that way and motivate you to be like, you know what, I got this. That's dope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is my biggest cheerleader. Like he was the one who will always buy me like art materials. When I was still in school, he surprised me with an easel. Girl, don't even know where the
Thank
easel
you, Miss
at.
Thompson. Really? You said I don't even know where that
Girl, I don't
thing
even
is.
know where that thing is. But it was just the gesture itself was so sweet because he knew like art was my passion. I just
Yeah.
wasn't in the right field. I mean, not
Mm.
field, but like I wasn't doing the right type of art.
Oh,
Um,
I see.
and like when I was first introduced, that's the reason why I'm like surprised that I'm where I am right now. Because when I was first introduced to digital art, I was learning like the what's it called? Um, Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, all that stuff. And then when I was first um they had me doing like drawing on the pad, but like looking at the screen, and I can't draw
Oh,
like that.
them Wacom tablets. They were
Yeah,
the bane of my existence. I hated them things.
I can't draw like that. I'm like, my
Yeah.
hand-eye coordination was it was off.
But
I
that's the
was
crazy thing. They made these things for artists, but no artist that I know makes art that way. Like I can't look at a screen and draw like with my eyes up and my hand down. That's just very
yeah,
disconnected.
it doesn't make sense to do that in my opinion. It's some people who are beasts at it, but I can't do that. I need to be able to look at like what I'm doing now, look at what I'm drawing as I'm drawing it with my hand. And so yeah, just the amount of support that he's giving me is just like I really owe it to him. He said I was gonna say that. I do, cause he was there like behind me, cheering me on, and just encouraging me just to get back to creating. It didn't matter how, just to do it, cause he knew that I was talented. He knew I had the potential to be a great artist. I just needed to get back to the art.
Mhm.
And so as soon as I did that, I just my curiosity peaked, and I feel like that was the start of something amazing.
I have a question for you regarding that. When you
Mm-hmm.
weren't creating, how did that make you feel? Like what was happening for you when you weren't creating?
Um, I honestly don't know. Like, I can't. Yeah, a piece of me was definitely missing because, like, I am a creative, but I was just going about the day to day life, like,
Mm.
just like normal. Um, and yeah, so that's how that was. I wasn't even thinking about it, honestly. And whenever he brought it up, I'd be like, I'd kind of be annoyed because I'm like, I don't want to, I don't want to create yet. Like, I don't want to get back to creating just yet. But he knew like that's where my happiness was when I was creating. Like, I was happy. Even though I was a trash artist at the time, I was looking at some of my old
Mm-mm.
stuff from college, girl.
Mm-mm. But you
Over,
gotta you evolve. You can't judge that art like that.
girl,
You can't judge that art like
girl.
that. And you so I'm on an exploration journey right now, but yeah, I look back at this stuff like I had a book from last year. I did my Black Girl Slay coloring book. I had pages from there that I did it, and then my silly self didn't realize that I had a book I had already started. So of course I started another book for samples, and I color in that book, and I ended up opening the page. I had colored the same page twice, one from last year and one from this year. And the differences between my last year and my this year are like night and day. You just,
Mm-hmm.
it's literally night and day. So for me, I was just sitting there like, dang, I have improved. I think as artists, we always, if we are constantly practicing our craft, we are always going to improve. So the challenge or the change that you have from year to year, month to month, week to week, when you are in it, it changes. It changes really rapidly. So give yourself the permission to change, and don't judge the old stuff. Because to me, I was like, oh, this looks so much different
Mm-hmm.
than what I'm doing now. But I liked it. It was okay. It wasn't what I'm doing now, but it was still okay. I'm like, that's your evolution. Because I look at the listen. I look at my very old paintings, and I'm like, I'm about to paint over this shit. Like that's how I feel about those. But I haven't done it yet just because I still want to be able to see the evolution of my journey. So
Mm-hmm.
I haven't painted over them because I started out painting. I didn't start out doing any of this stuff. So yeah, just let your journey be your journey. Don't call yourself no trash artist because you clearly are not. Because if you were, your art wouldn't be as dope as it is. So you are definitely not that.
Well,
You're not.
no, I'm not saying I'm a trash artist now. I
I'm talking
was
about
at the
before.
time.
You said
Yeah.
before, and still you wasn't no trash artist then neither.
Girl.
Neither.
I don't know. This debatable. But we'll agree to disagree.
It's debatable.
It's debatable.
Thank
But
y'all for
nah.
giving us the 16K. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. So let me grab these comments, and then I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions, and I'm gonna let you go because I don't want to hold you too long. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Very ambitious, hardworking, period. Hello. That's that's chaotic in the comments.
Thank you, Chaotic.
Design IQ, thank you for joining the fan club. Thank you, girl. Hello. Not two of my faves on the live. Hey,
Hey, Allure.
little girl. Hey. Yes. Flavis is one of my faves as well. So, I gotta get your book though. I said that to Keb yesterday. I was like, shoot, I gotta get her book. Totally. I'm probably gonna get the digital. Maybe I'll get the digital one so I can get it quickly.
Yeah, that's fine.
And can you print the digital one or? Okay.
Yeah, you can print it. So like that's one of the benefits of the digital one is you can print it and there are no limits to how many times you can print it. The only thing is like you don't get like the quality of the physical. Unless you want to get like that type of paper to print on. But yeah, is that's only thing. But yeah, that is pros and cons to
It
doing the
is.
digital.
It is pros and cons. You talked about your journey as far as like how you got to where you are now, some of the challenges that you've had creating the book, some of the print challenges, which the print company will always be.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be
Girl.
your best friend, or it will be the place that you want to go and commit a crime.
Girl, I swear. Cause I'm like, how you gonna tell me that is like cause at first it started off like $15 to per copy to
What?
print for them to print. $15 per copy for them to print. Which
Oh
isn't
no. Yeah, no, that is bad. Don't even.
well no, I can't even remember. I don't think it was $15 per copy.
Oh, because I'm like, what? No.
I can't remember how much it was per copy. I think it was like $11, something like that. But then it jumped to like $20 or something like that based off of like me wanting to make it single sided. So they charged me double the price for me to make it single sided, which is a whole point because it's an adult coloring book. So I don't want it to be double sided because a lot of people use alcoholic markers. That shit gonna bleed through.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're not doing double sided. Like I'm not doing it. And so yeah, that was just a wrap after that. I was
That's
like,
that's when you hop on the phone, you call your friends, you be like, we are printing because
mm-hmm.
ain't no way in the Jesus I'm gonna be doing this. It's not super expensive to print if you find exactly what you want. It just depends on the quality of the company that you're printing through.
Right.
So I'm sure you were able to get that print quality to where you wanted it to be. And I'm excited for my download of your book. I'm going to try to get it possibly this weekend because if I can get it this weekend. I can download and color in it as well before I put this interview out so that I can have a page on here of yours for this interview.
Okay.
So we'll have to see how we can work that out.
Yeah, for sure. And then I'm sorry I was kind of slow with the coloring because I was trying to talk at the same time.
Oh no, it's fine. You can focus on what you're focusing on. I'm not pressed because this is not easy to talk in color and answer questions. And now, girl, what you say? It's a little bit of it's a little much. Not even
Yeah,
gonna
it's a struggle. Trying to walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. It's hard.
So, can you tell me what your goals are? So, how long does it take to get from idea to page to print for you? What is your
So
workflow? What does that look like?
it looks a lot different because I got two girls, two under two. So it's not as simple for me to just stay up till like 3 or 4 in the morning because I gotta be a mama during the day. So it's all dependent upon their schedule. It's their world, and I'm just here. um, it's their world, and I'm just here. So, however, they do throughout the day, that pretty much determines how I do throughout the day in terms of my work. And so, some days they go to bed. I mean, not to bed. They lay down for their naps easily, no problem. Other days, Alex decides she don't want to take a nap and she decides to choose violence. So then I'm stressed throughout the day. And then sometimes I'm not able to create till later on that night, which was a lot of this week. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot of this week. She did pretty good with laying down for her naps throughout the day, but one day, girl, she was on one. I swear if she could fly, she would have been flying, trying to knock stuff off the walls. Just that day was different. But but most of the time, like, they're chill. I just gotta make sure they're fed, like normal parent stuff. But to answer your question, my workflow my workflow looks like, when they lay down for their morning nap, that's when I try to get a couple hours in, work on line art, and try to get at least a page done. And then, you know, I'll go live either early in the morning, or I'll probably go live later in the evening, or both. It all depends on how the day goes.
Okay. Well, your workflow sounds like a typical mom. You're working. So it sounds like you are putting your creativity in where you can get it in because you are a busy parent and you have two babies that demand your attention, which is good because these are their little formative years. So you got to be a mama and do your mama thing.
Sorry for the long-winded
No, it is
explanation.
not a long-winded explanation. It was fine. So, okay, I do have a couple more questions for you, and then I'm gonna let you get up on out of here and go do your thing. What do you think gets talked about a lot in the spaces that we're in as coloring book artists, and what do you think doesn't get talked about enough?
Um, hmm. What gets talked about a lot?
And what doesn't get talked about enough?
Dang, that's a good question. I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people talk about skin, like coloring skin. And I know a lot of people are working on becoming better. At least the people that I've seen, like the lives that I've watched. A lot of people are trying to work on becoming better at coloring skin. And then what doesn't get talked about enough is not everybody's gonna color the same. Like, I feel like it's just expected. Like, when people start coloring, they expect to just be an expert. Like, in terms of professional coloring, like, you know, they think, oh, I have to color this way. And if they don't color that way, then they're sad or they're upset.
No.
And
Why?
because they see, like, a lot of, in another creator talked about this, and she got a lot of flack for it. She was like, people seeing, all this blending and all this, layering and, using fancy materials, it can be very discouraging, and which is true. But that doesn't mean don't do those things. But it's like it can be intimidating for a lot of people to see that stuff, and it makes them not want to color or create. But they don't realize, like, the people watching those things and being discouraged, they don't realize it takes practice. It takes years of learning. It takes, years of gathering materials, in order to get to that point. So it's not just going to happen overnight. And I don't feel like that's explained enough to people. Or maybe it is, but I just haven't seen it talked about a lot. So
I
But
like that.
yeah,
That's a good answer. That's what's not talked about enough. And I think you answered that pretty well. I like
thank
that.
you.
And what about social media? How has that made your practice simpler or more complicated? And before you answer that, I'm going to catch these comments so that I
Okay.
can make sure that everyone hears it, feel seen. Miss Chocolate Star said, "This is why I date my pages to see the growth." I like that practice. That's really good. Chaotic is laughing. I don't know what she's just giggling in the comments.
Probably at me because I was.
Yes, I have mine printed. Also, Chaotic printed her digital version of it. AI gets talked about a lot, so she wanted to throw that out. Have you heard anything about AI? Do you use AI in any part of the practice of your business?
Mm-mm. I don't agree with the use of AI, and it's just me because I know that AI takes certain pieces of different artists' work without their permission in order to produce the images. But I don't bash people who use AI because it's been so normalized in society, and it's just easier for people to use AI who particularly don't know how to draw from scratch and they want to make a business out of it. So I understand why they use it, but I just don't agree with it because of what it does and how damaging it can be to artists. But yeah, so it is talked about a lot. And it's weird because people will use it, but then it'll be some people who will go into the comments of a video, like Raw Sushi, for instance. She's another amazing black female artist that I follow, and she's been a huge inspiration for me as well. Somebody commented on one of her videos saying this is AI because a finger was missing, but it wasn't even missing. It just wasn't showing in the reference photo that she used to create the image. And so it's like people will judge you for using AI, but it's also so normalized. Um, and so it's a double edged sword, honestly. Um, but yeah, that's my stance. I don't use AI. I don't trace. The only thing that I will trace is a text. Like I'll insert it, trace it, or like thicken the outline of it. But I won't trace any like images of people or anything like that. Everything is hand drawn.
Yeah, that's dope. I don't have anything to say about that because because y'all already know how I feel about AI art, and I'm not a fan. The only reason, well, I guess I do have something to say about it. Me talking about, I don't have nothing to say. Let me tell you.
Right.
I don't have a problem with people using it. I don't have a problem with people making art from it. It all depends on your goals. So if that's their goal is to just have a coloring book and they don't want to have to draw because they don't draw or they don't know how to draw, hey, feel free. What I have a problem with is when you tell me your book is not AI and I know it's AI because I can see. I have
Yeah.
eyeballs. So so I was like, somebody was like, yeah, I drew this. And I'm like, you are lying, girl. Like I can see 5 other books that look just like that. But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. But there are people that will say that they draw and they don't necessarily draw. I like the practice of drawing on my own. I've come on TikTok and drawn on TikTok, but I really don't like it because to me, I give so much of myself in these lives when I'm working and talking to y'all and showing y'all stuff that there's got to be something left over for me. So that's the part for me that's left over for me. Because I notice too, if I'm on here and I'm drawing, I'm not reading no comments. I ain't talking to nobody. I'm not engaging because my brain is trying to figure out, should this shoulder do this? Is this the angle I wanted at? And I'm doing that. And then I'm also talking. I can't do that. So for me, that part is harder for me to do than it is for me to color here or to paint because the stencil is already on there. I already put the stencil on the thing. I'm just painting what is there or I'm doing that. But the iteration process of creating it, it's harder for me to do that online. So that's the only part I wouldn't do online here because I've tried it a few times and every time I'm like, this is horrible. I hate doing that. So
Be
kudos
like,
to
why is my
you.
hand looking cockeyed? And people trying to
Listen.
talk to me in the comments.
Yeah, and you are trying to figure out how to fix a finger, or to Tamu's point, she'd be like, "You ain't draw no hands, Jaha. Leave me alone. You lucky this girl got all the things she's supposed to have. That hand ain't gotta have all them digits. The hell with that. Get a little pat on and go about your business, okay?" So, the comments. So she said, Tamu said that what gets talks about a lot is the mediums versus the practice, and I totally
Mm-hmm.
agree with her, because people will come on your lives, and the first thing that they ask is, "What are you using?"
Yep.
But just
Yep.
because I'm using it doesn't mean that what you're going to do with it is going to look the same. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the challenge that a lot of people have, is it's not, you can't be a day one person expecting day 55, day 200, day 700 results.
And
It
that's what
just,
I was saying about the coloring. Like, some
yeah.
people just expect too much. Like, and it's natural, because like it's easy to try to compare yourself to artists like who are more skilled than you are, um and you're just starting out. Like, it's easy for you to be like, oh, I want to do that, or like, why can't I do that? But
Mhm.
you don't know the amount of time, the years of practice that went into what it is that they're doing. And so, like, just I just encourage people to keep that in mind. Like, everybody started from scratch
Yep.
at one point. And so it all depends on how much you want to put into it. Like, if you want to put a lot into it, if you want to work towards your goal, then do that. But don't think it's going to be easy, cuz it's not. Um for some people, maybe 1 out of 99,000 is easy.
What?
I'm
That's a
saying,
big
like, some
ass
people are
number,
just
Flip.
naturally, some people are just naturally talented and it comes easy to them. Like, I'm not going to say it's never going to be easy, but it's very unlikely that it's going to be an easy journey. You know what I mean?
But you can have fun along the journey. You can
Yeah.
definitely enjoy yourself with the practice of it, and stop putting so much pressure on yourself if that's the case. You know what I mean? Like, I see a lot of times when I'm here, somebody will say, "Well, I can't do this. I can't." And you don't have to be able to do it. Just try. Once you start
Mhm.
trying, you will get better at it. It's not going to be an organic thing for most people. You can make your art better. That's what we do. We're iterating. We're making it better
Mhm.
as we go along. She just told y'all she had a point where she was doing traditional art and was like, this is not the best. but, but now she's like, I'm in my zone. I found my flow. I found my thing. So you just have to find that too. So even if you are coloring with markers and you're thinking, yeah, markers are the bee's knees and I love them, but then you start coloring with color pencil and you realize, oh, color pencil is much better. I like this a lot. It gives me a chance to let my brain relax. It really depends on your goal for the thing. I'm coloring in this color by line right now. And most likely for me, what is happening is my brain is relaxing. I'm not thinking so much about what color to put next or da 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 da. This gives me the chance to do that. Whereas when I'm coloring in one of my other books, I'm going to create a color plan. I'm going to look around and say, oh, what color can this be? Blah, 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 blah. Because my brain is actively thinking about it. I have the capacity for it. We don't always all have the capacity to do that. So at the end of the day, I encourage, as well as like Flavis just said, that if you are making art with any type of coloring product, any type of art product, that you allow yourself to take part in the journey and enjoy the journey, instead of thinking, I started at point A, I need to be at point Z before the end of the day.
Right.
You're at point A, enjoy point A. Then you'll get to point B, enjoy that point. Then you'll get to point C. And like one of the young ladies said in the comments, she dates her stuff. So by the time you get to point C, you'll look at point A and be like, dang, look how far I've come. So just keep encouraging yourself as you go along and practice. If there's something you
Mhm.
want to learn how to do, practice. That's my advice. Do you have any final advice to give for people who are loving to create art, want to create art, or people who are colorists that want to get your art?
Um be open to always being a student, cuz it's always something to learn. It's always something new to learn. Um, Back when I was in college, I was very overconfident. And looking back at my messages that I was sending my husband like 10 years ago and the stuff that I was sending him, like the images of my artwork that I was making, I was too overconfident. I was thinking I was the shit. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. These professors don't know what they talking about. And they knew everything that they were talking about. And so
not incorrect.
I say that to say, always be open to learning, because there are people out here who have done it for far longer than you have, and they know what they're talking about. And there is a such thing as constructive criticism. You can tell the difference between constructive criticism versus somebody just being an asshole. Sorry for the cussing. Is it okay if I cuss, or you prefer I don't?
I'm putting this on the tube of you, so
Okay, well, I'll keep it PG. So you can tell the difference between somebody just being mean versus them honestly trying to help you improve. And so just keep that in mind. And also, just have fun. Never be afraid to do something new. Never let anyone discourage you from stepping outside of the box. Friends and family, as well meaning as they are, sometimes they can give the worst advice when it comes to pursuing your dreams. So just never allow anyone to discourage you from achieving what it is that you're wanting to achieve. So yeah, that's my word of advice.
And do y'all have any questions for Flavis? Please drop them in the comments. I'm going to be scrolling through so I can read on what y'all have said thus far. So by the time I get to the end, I'll be able to ask her those questions. Too much focus on what to use versus learning how to use. Yes, preach. I say that much when people come to my live and they're scared to share. AI is a big focus, scared to share their art. That's what Chaotic was saying. AI is a big focus. Tamu is saying they're overlooking the time needed to put in. They look at the transformation of pages and get timid. That's what Chaotic is saying. Tamu says not enough of the process and stating it is the process. Chaotic says it's a self-esteem thing, I think, and confidence. You got to put yourself out there. 100% is Tamu agreeing with her. This was really cool. Let me see. I love the piece, Dakari. Thank you, Lady Lucilia. I appreciate that. Welcome in, Angie. I'm assuming Angie is possibly, I don't know who Angie is. I'm not going to assume.
Hold on. Did she just join?
She's in here. Miss Chocolate Star says, I see this in myself. It's intimidating to go live with so many pros. But to be honest, everybody started as an amateur, all of us. Every single one of us. So don't be intimidated because somebody that is watching you is saying the same thing about your stuff. They'll be like, dang, this looks so good. I could never do that. You'd be so surprised. But for me, I just jumped on here. I know nothing. Queen was teaching me stuff. My whole community taught me how to color better. And I have no shame in saying that because I make art, but nobody was. I think it's really odd because most people don't realize that to be an artist, and this is my personal thought after the journey of 2 years of coloring online with y'all, to be an artist, you can have been a painter, you could have been an oil painter, acrylic painter, whatever the case may be, all these different mediums. But I think most artists start at coloring. You start at coloring. Even when you're a kid, you start at coloring. And the better you're able to get at coloring, the better artist you will be. Not, oh, I'm a oil painter and coloring is beneath me. No. Coloring is not beneath you because you learn so much more. You have so much more freedom when you color versus when you're painting, because the freedom that you experience in coloring allows you to explore. Whereas when you're painting, it feels more permanent. It feels more official. So that's my thought when it comes to that. What else do we have in here? I think some aren't coloring the color they want to be popular. That's true. That is true. A lot of people color to be popular rather than coloring for the joy or the relaxation of it, which is an issue. Like I see Chaotic go live and her stuff is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Like, especially the way she does skin. I could never do that because my brain doesn't work that way. But am I over here like, I can't color like her, so I don't know what I'm doing? No, I'm like, girl, these are your flowers because you're dope. That's just what it is. Like, I'm not going to be able to do that, but it looks amazing. So I love that. I love seeing other people's art. Lady Lucia says, I agree. Plus, the more you compare yourself, practice and patience is key. Allure says, also, people need to allow others to learn and open up at their own pace. That's also true. Agree. And then Tamu says, start where you are with what you have. Chaotic says, I think TikTok puts a strain on artists or colorists as well, trying to move up in lives and views. Yes.
Yes.
Say it, miss. Say it, miss. I love it. That is absolutely correct. It does put a strain on us because you have to be so performative on the live in order to keep people's attention because attention spans are so damn small.